Hey all, this is Joe with Paracord Reviews, and I'm out camping again with the Scouts. So you're going to probably hear in the background a bunch of Cub Scouts and Boy Scouts. So apologize for that, but that's scouting life, and that is part of the Cub Scout Boy Scout co-camp out life. Anyway, this week we are going to talk about Balit Mil-Spec Paracord. This showed up on Amazon a while ago, and my Secret Santa got it for me for Christmas from work. So let's take a look and see what this stuff is all about. Stay tuned. It says it can handle 650 pounds. My guess is that would not be dead weight, that's impact weight. It's 100 foot. I looked it up. This stuff runs $11.99 for 100 feet. So it's a little bit on the higher end side. Oh, their customer service is a Gmail account. So I'm going to make a guess that this stuff is made in China. And lo and behold, yes, it is made in China. That doesn't mean it's bad, but let's take a look at it. They definitely secure it, that's for sure. Okay. Initial thoughts. It's smooth, has a nice feel to it. It's actually feels pretty soft for a 10 core strand. I have to say I'm a little on the impressed side. It's definitely full. So it, to me, educated guess, they took a regular sheath and stuffed more cores in, but we'll see here shortly. Overall feel though, nice. Probably would make a good bracelet as far as feel goes. It smooth, tells me it's probably polyester. Let's cut it open and see what we can see. Okay, let's see if it's real paracord first off. It is, it has actual strands. They claim it has 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so there are 10 strands. To me, that looks like they have crammed, like I was thinking, they've crammed a regular, they took a regular sheath and they have just loaded it up with internal strands. But it is real paracord. Now they say this is paracord 550 because it doesn't do the 750, or is it 775? I can't remember, that the higher end paracord is. I think it's 750, so they probably loop it in as a type 3. So next, let's see if we can figure out if it's real paracord or not. The burn test. You know, there's a wind, so it blew it out real quickly. But it does leave the scorching that you typically see with polyester. What I have found is with nylon, it tends to burn clear. With polyester, it tends to have some type of scorching. Wind stopped, so let's it definitely drips, but it doesn't stay lit. Ah, there it goes. So I'm going to say this is probably a polyester or a polyester nylon, especially with all this scorching there. I think if you look at the nylon types, they tend not to have that. So we know this is a real paracord. We're fairly certain it is a nylon poly or a poly mix. I'm leaning towards a nylon poly, but you know what? If you don't burn it too much, if you do like that, you'll be fine. Okay, so as with always, the only way to really know if it's decent paracord is to make a bracelet. So let's do that. I'll be right back. So something early on that I've noticed that makes it kind of difficult to work with is it's so stuffed in there, it loses its flexibility. So it's almost got a very high rigidity. So depending on your project, this may or may not be good. So like as I'm making this, I find that I have to give a little bit, so I'm twisting, and it's not as pliable because, as I said, they stuffed 3 extra cores in there, and that's great for strength. So, but it doesn't do much for the crafter. So stay tuned. Okay, I am finishing up, and a couple observations. When I was putting this together, I have a normal amount I always pull out. And since this is so stuffed full of inner cores, I couldn't squeeze or I couldn't push these wraps down, so there was a little bit extra. So if you're going to use this stuff, you may have to adjust your measurements out. I do about, for something like this, I use about 6 feet of cord. So, and it was off by, let's say, 1.5 to 2 inches. Not a huge deal, just something to think about, especially if you want to minimize waste. It isn't easy to work with. So, now the nice thing is with the rigidity, you have, it's stiff, which is great, and that it keeps its shape. It has a nice feel to it. It really does. It feels very nice. Across the skin, it doesn't hurt. Um, it's not abrasive, but it is tough to work with. Like I said, it's so packed up in there that it's like trying to make cord with sausage links, stuffed sausage links. It's just so packed in there. I honestly don't think this stuff would be the best for any of us crafters. It would probably be better for uh, tents and clotheslines and any type of taut line if you wanted to do something like that. This would probably be more in a category of useful static jobs. But for any type of crafting, I'm going to have to say no. So based upon that, based upon the usability, and based upon the price, because this is a higher priced, especially for Chinese paracord, this is higher priced. I'm going to give this 3 out of 5 stars. Maybe if they didn't use as many cores, it would be easier to use, but I think it's good stuff. I didn't do a strength test on it, but I think you can do better. There's other products out there. If you get it, it's not bad. Or if you have a use or need something that has a high rigidity, um, then you couldn't go wrong with this. It's just not my first choice. So this will be the last review I do for the year. I do have one more video I'm working on. To everybody out there, thank you, happy holidays, and keep paracording. Later.